Hi, I'm Anita Potter from Needles and Hooks, and welcome to episode 15 of UFO to FO. UFO stands for unfinished objects, and FO stands for finished objects. Now, today, I'm not just going to work on one project. I've got one, two, three, four, five projects that I'm surrounded by that I'm going to work on in this episode. I've got to put borders around my granny squares so I can put them together. That's almost done. I've gotten 40 of them done. I've got 40 more to go. That blanket, this is just a regular granny square. It's 5 rounds and then one granny border round. And I made 80 of them, so it's going to go 8 across and then 10 down. And as soon as I can get the borders on these and weave in my ends and do all the fun stuff, then I can start putting them together. I've also got pre-work on my temperature blanket going on. I've got a stack of these tiny little itty bitty squares. These are going to be the surround the outside of the project. I'm making it look like a calendar. So this is going outside each calendar month. Then I've got a stack of black ones that are going to be for the blank days. Like if the first of the month doesn't start till Wednesday, I've got Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday in these colors. And the same thing with the end of the month. And I'm making them, all the months are 6 weeks. Even if it doesn't go 6 weeks, these will cover the bottom of the 6th week. I've also got a corner to corner blanket right here. It's a scrap blanket, and this is going to go in my car. You know, if it gets cold, I get stuck somewhere, I need a blanket. So I don't know how long I'm going to make this. This is using my scrap yarn. That once I get back to work on my double knit project over here, I can have more scrap yarn. So we also have my 10-stitch sock blanket. I've already turned the corner, so I don't have to worry about that anymore. If I can get it to sit right. So I don't have to worry about this, concentrating on it. So that's good to go to go across this way. Oh, no, I forgot one. I think it's 6 projects here. My knit and crochet bath rug. That's also going to get worked on. So I think that's 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, there's 6 of them. And then my other 10-stitch blanket, which I may or may not get to this corner on. Because I'm just going to do 10 rows on this, 10 rows on that. Probably as much as I can handle of this rug. 1 row of the corner to corner. I'm going to make 2 gray squares, 1 black square, because I need more gray squares than black. So I haven't set my timer yet. I haven't gotten to it. I'm usually a little more organized. I'm working, the temperature blanket I'm working on right now is on February. I've gotten January done. And this is my Franken bag because I bought the wrong size. I bought the wrong size bags. I bought these. So what I had to do is take 2 bags. And it's one of those that stand up. So I take a pair of scissors and I cut down the middle. And then I take another bag and I'll cut the zipper part off. And then I'll grab some tape and tape it all the way around so I have a bigger bag. I haven't bought bags in a while, if you couldn't already tell. So that's that. But I'm not making the bag right now. I'm going to maneuver my stuff back to where I need it, in the order I need it in. Move January back over to my poor piano I can't even see anymore. Cries. One of these days I'll get that uncovered. So I'm going to go ahead and set a timer, and I'm going to start this way and work my way around and then grab a granny square and do the border on it. So it gets a timer started. Why did it go to that setting? Let me see. Timer. 30 minutes. 30 minutes. Great. The neighbors are annoying. 30 minutes on the timer. And away we go. So on my temperature blanket, I'm using a size I9, a 5.5 millimeter hook. This is a clover hook. I feel like I can crochet faster with this hook. For some reason, I don't know why. It's got to be the brushed metal. I also can't really go back to an a non-ergonomic hook. Because once I started using these, I was like, and then tried to use another one for my old set, and I'm like, I can't do this. It's too hard. So these projects are basically wickedly easy. It's just making a square diagonally. So it's just basically, and it's only 12 rows. 6 rows of increases, 6 rows of decreases, and then done. And I can slap it on the stack. I need to make 2 gray ones. Get some yarn off of here. And then 1 black one. And the black one's kind of hard to see. Because, well, black yarn. I don't have the best lighting in the world either. So I've been trying to, like, get videos done, and it's just been impossible. With shenanigans next door. And I got so many projects I need to finish. God dang it, I split my yarn. I've got way too many projects to finish. And I've got one more Christmas thingy to make. Another elephant for my youngest daughter. I've got to finish my son's blanket. I've got 80 rows left of that. It's I measured it, and then I measured how many rows it takes to make 12 inches, because I'm making it 7 feet long. So I've got 80 rows left of that. That's my project to work on about an hour before bed. Let's put another stitch in that end, otherwise we're not going to have an even number. So it's starting to like get cold. We're supposed to get rain. They first said it was going to rain and snow on Saturday, and I'm like, no! But then they since changed it to just being rain. It'll change again, I'm sure of it. Which, what else is new? It's Colorado. Wait 5 minutes. The weather's going to change. I swear. One year, I saw 3 of the 4 seasons in one go. Oh, come on. I'm wearing sweats, and they've got a drawstring, and my yarn just wrapped itself around my drawstring. God dang it. Can I not have these issues? Alright. Did I chain one? Yes, I did. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I need 12, so this is the last increase row. Trying not to do double crochets. It's all single crochet. Counting. Okay, now I get to do decreasing, which will go a lot easier because I'm not having to really count, thankfully. So recently, like in like 2 weeks ago, I became a manager at my job. So that's going to be, it's more responsibility, which is fine. And bit of a learning curve because I've never had a management position before. I always, for some reason, got passed over for people who hadn't been there as long as I have. It was never offered to anybody that had been there. It was just like, hey, you want to do this? Okay, fine. Didn't ask anybody else. So this is the first time we went through, all of us went through like interviews, and I got picked. So it's been an interesting week and one day. So I still have a lot to learn. I have absolutely a lot to learn. I also need to have access to things and trying to make sure everybody's got what they need. So that's been a learning curve. Yeah, I've got another project over there, but it's the fall ash. I can't even talk. The fall aspirations. Autumn aspirations. Fall crochet along from Juan the Yarn Addict. So he just dropped week 1 on his channel today. Since I'm an official yarn addict, I'd already gotten the first 2 weeks before a week before the video dropped. So I got that week 1 and 2 done. But I watched the video. It says, okay, so where did I mess up at? There was a row I kind of screwed up on. So, but it doesn't look bad. So if I go to make it again, I'll know better. But I'm going to do it how I want to do it. How I decided to do it. So far it's been like a color change, 10 rounds, and then change colors. So I used the wine color, and then pumpkin spice. And those are the only 2 I've used so far out of the 5. Now, he was like changing colors almost every round or 2, so I'm just like, dang it. It's like if I do it again, I'll change my colors more often, because I'm not sure how much of this yarn I'm going to have left over. Because I know the Pound of Love took a lot of yarn. Around, I did 10 rounds with that, and I'm going to switch to the Red Heart in the colorway Carrot next. I've got Carrot, Mustard, and Varsity Yellow left to use. And it's a 6-week cal, so I'm just like, I thought it was only going to be 4 weeks. Oops. I was wrong. That's fine. I've never done a cal before. Other than like, oh geez, it was so many years ago. The HGTV channel had like a message board. I'm not sure if they still exist, because they had like a knit and crochet forum on there. So we were doing a bunch of squares. We were learning stitches. Actually, I think it was just all knitting. Yeah, it was just knit stitches. And we were getting them like, I think, once a week. There was a couple of them I was having issues figuring out how to like do it, because my hands weren't cooperating or the stitch wasn't cooperating. But yeah, I made a whole bunch of those. I still have the printouts I made of those stitches. I'm gonna have to revisit them at some point, because I do want to like teach how to do stitches. I also want to do projects. The temperature blanket is it will be a crochet along and a knit along. So, and I need to make the videos for that. It's like I said, impossible when the neighbor is screaming and it's noisy outside. That, and I have to move this camera over there. I mean, I have another web camera, but it does not have a mount on it, so I can put it on the on my mic stand with the adapter. That one is the only one that does. So I'm debating whether or not to go back to the 720 camera for this, and then just leave the 1080p camera over there, or just get another 1080p and not worry about it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. One more increase row, and then I can decrease, and then I can go to the black color. So yeah, I want to get like the squares, all the blank squares and all the neutral color squares. I want all of those done before I start. That way I only have to deal with the 365 squares I have to actually make. And I'm also trying to decide how I'm going to like do that. Like show what I make, how I make it for the weeks. I haven't decided. Or I could just, yeah, I would have to have that. If I do it the way I'm thinking, I would, because I'm going to do it. I'm going to make the squares daily. And, oops. Okay, let's decrease now, please. Shit, is it decrease? Yeah, it's decrease. Where's my manners? That was a oopsie. Yeah, because I think I want to do a daily recording and then put all of them together. Because it's just going to be a top-down view. And I do need to get the crochet, the files for both the crochet one and the knit one done. I might leave out the instructions on how to construct it and just put a link to the tutorial in the file, and it will be I'll put it up on my my Google Drive. Have to make a folder for this channel. Got a folder from my other channel. Just need to make a new one. So I can do that, because it's going to be the way the knitted one is doing. It's in Tarja, and I've talked about this before. It's a little complicated to try to write the instructions down on how to do the intarsia, especially when you're switching colors. It's a little confusing, so it's easier for me to show it, because showing it is better than trying to type it up and people going, huh, what is she talking about? I don't understand. So I'm gonna do that. I've got to do that this weekend so I could do the tutorials, so everybody can be prepared. If you want to do it along with me, how I'm doing it. Gray ones are done. Got 2 gray. And I've got a little sheet over here that I went through and wrote down how many gray, how many black for all the months except for January, because I already did that one. So I need to write little marks I did. 2 gray, which gives me 10. And now I have 6 black. So I need 12 more gray and 8 more of the black. So I'm gonna do a black one, and then I'm gonna move on to my corner to corner over here. So get the gray out of my lap. Let's see, grab my black yarn. And black is harder to see, especially, it's like if you're working with black yarn, you need to have really good lighting. This is not ideal at all. So this one I'm gonna have to like count when I start like increasing, and it might mess you up if you're working on something you're counting. have to feel my way to the stitches because I can't really see it all that well. 3, 4. 1, 2, 4, 5, 6. So yeah, the rows, it increases on either side every row until you get to 12. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, let me know what project you've worked on during this session, if you worked on any. The counting continues. Okay, I got one more increase row. Dang it. It's like trying to get into that last stitch is a little weird because it kind of curves. You can see it kind of like arcs a little, but that straightens up when you do the decreases. So now we decrease. And I don't have to worry about it too much because it's just the ends. And even if you don't do the same project that I do in either one of the temperature alongs, that's fine. You could still work on your project while I'm playing in the background. Gotta get the... What the hell did I do? Hang on here. I'm supposed to be decreasing. I was just going all the way across. That's not what I need to do. Oopsie. I need to decrease. If I could get it. Or was it an increase round? Uh-oh. I don't know. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, it was a decrease. Okay. I decreased. Now I'm going. Now I can run. Maybe. If the yarn would behave better than I can behave. Yeah, I have to, okay. Had to make sure there wasn't an extra stitch. Because this is all going to be single crocheted blocks, little squares, half triangles, and then decrease. Oops. Yeah, black is really hard to work with. There we go. almost done with this one. One more. Whee! Finished with this black square. And I'm not cutting really long tails for these because they're going to get hidden in. So that's... I already give it 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. Yep. All right. Now, excuse me, I'm going to grab my corner to corner here. And work a row. With my size I 5.25 millimeter hook. It's not an I9, it's just a regular I. So, yeah. Yeah, it's kind of hard when I like work with the clover and I switch to a different hook. It's going to take me a sec to get used to it. Because it's like a different brand. This is a boy hook. The ergonomic hook. Kind of on the fence on these though. It's like they're fine. I need them. Needed them because it's like it was working on that my BAB over there. It's like using just the aluminum hook that isn't ergonomic. It was killing my hand. So I was just like, ugh, I really need some ergonomic hooks. So I bought those. And then realized they didn't come with an I9 or a J10. So I had to like hunt. And they didn't come with them separately. So I was like, dang it. So I went online, bought the 2 clover hooks. And they work really, really, really well. Would like to buy a set, but they're like $85 for a whole set of the clover hooks, the Clover Amore hooks. So I'm waiting until there's like a 60% off coupon, and then I can go and just grab it for like 35 bucks or whatever it is. But I haven't seen one of those yet, and I can't really go to Joann's right now. I did too much. I did too much last weekend. Not this past weekend, but the weekend before. It's like, yeah, I'm cut off from yarn for the rest of the year. I only said yarn. Didn't say anything about supplies. So, yeah, I would like a set of those hooks. I also need to find some kind of, like, container to put these all in. I've got my straight hooks, the ones that are just metal, aluminum, all the way across. They're not ergonomic. They're in a case over here that I made. I need to do something for these so they're not just floating around everywhere. I can't do anything in the case that I made because it wasn't, when I made that case, these hooks didn't exist. The ergonomic hooks were not even a thing. So I do need to get a set of ergonomic steel crochet hooks because, ooh, those hooks are tiny. Because I need a set of those because I can't do like the crochet cotton because the hooks are small. The yarn is small. Everything is just small. But man, those people that do the micro crochet with the sewing thread, those hooks are even smaller. And I'm like, how do you even see to do this? And sometimes when I'm on Pinterest, I'll run across like somebody made a micro granny square blanket. And I'm like, how do you put those together? You can't exactly kind of, sewing needle. Yeah. That's how they put them together. Because it's thread. It's flippin' sewing thread. It's crazy. If I were to ever do anything like that, I'd have to have a magnifying glass, a very powerful magnifying glass, just to see what I'm doing. It's like, because I've seen people make teeny tiny itty bitty fits on the tip of your finger amigurumis. I'm like, how the heck do you even do that? Very carefully, what I would guess, with a big old magnifying glass and a teeny tiny hook. It's like, oh my goodness. My timer's probably going to go off before I even get to the end of this row. Darn it. My goal is to get over there to my granny square and get one of those at least done. Because I think I'm doing 10 rows on each of those 3 projects. Because they're small. Not many stitches to them. But I do want to get back over there. You can see what I'm doing? Probably not. So I've got my my little light over there is right in front of my... Oh yeah, I got the cable to have my second monitor back up. Oh, that was annoying. And here, it's like, it went down the same time I was doing a... updating the graphics driver. So I thought the driver screwed my monitor up. So I'm uninstalling it, and then I'm trying to reinstall it. It would not install, period. So I'm like, had to physically go and download the driver and then tell it to install. And I was like, it asked if I wanted the GeForce Experience, and I'm like, no, I've already got it. So I didn't select it. And then realized afterwards it uninstalled it. And I'm like, you gotta be kidding me right now. So I had to reinstall that. The driver updated successfully, but my monitor was still not turning on. So I was like, all right, fine. I guess I'll just go buy a new cable. Bought the cable. It's hooked up and it works. Took me a minute to get this stinking thing to like acknowledge it was connected. And I'm like, why does this have to be so difficult? It's a monitor. I should just be able to plug it in and poof, there you go. And have it, like, work. So at least that's done. And I'm hoping that cable I bought doesn't fail. Because I didn't even, within a year, because I didn't even have that other one a year yet. I built this computer back in, oh geez, I started buying parts in October of last year. Well, I just bought 2 parts. I bought the graphics card and a power supply. Didn't know that, oh yeah, guess what, you can't upgrade this computer because it sucks and it's ancient and you're just gonna have to go and buy all new parts and stuff. Oh, great. So I had some help from the Corridor Creates website. The guy on there was kind enough to like give me a list of stuff, and I went through it and I'm like, okay, that case, yeah, the case is cheap, but the shipping was gonna cost over $150, and I'm like, no. So I went and found a different case. It works out well. It's a little annoying sometimes. It's got vents all over it, so there's airflow. I've got to, like, one of these days get in there and, like, clean the vents because they're dusty. I just got too much crap on my desk. If only I just had a decent space to, like, do all this stuff in. And get rid of this stupid L-shaped desk because it's just inconvenient. Almost at the top of here. And there's my timer. I actually got a row finished, almost finished before it went off. I'm just going to finish it out real quick. And there's that. And next up will be this project. Make sure I have enough space to work on it from this direction. I do. And we shall take a 10-minute break. And I'll see you in a few seconds. And we're back. Yay! I hope you had a good break. I took like a few minutes to just get up and wander, replenish my coffee, stretch a little bit. I need to move this over because it's like too far away right at the moment. I need to get a little more length on this to move it back. So we got our timer again, if it would stop freaking out on me. And away we go. So I'm going to do a couple of rows on this. And then switch to the 10 stitch blankets. Starting to get darker now. It's already like, what time is it? Oh, it's close to 7. So yeah, the sun's already set. And it's starting to be a problem in the afternoon now because I have like this stereo in my vehicle, has a flat display panel on it, and the sun, when I'm driving home, is starting to like blaze on that panel, which then in turn blazes back at me. So I need to find something to like cover it with for a little bit until that stops doing that. I mean, if it had remained cloudy today, it wouldn't have been a problem, but it didn't. So it was nice not having to deal with the sun in the morning shining through my rear view mirrors or in my face when I got to work. So it's like that time of year, and those poor people that have to drive easterly in the morning towards the sun, they got it the worst. I have to deal with the sun shining on all the windows driving through downtown, so that gets a little blinding. And when I take the turn to go towards the parking lot I park at work, the sun's like in my face, and it's like, okay. And then you have to worry about people who are walking that early in the morning, or they're walking their dogs early in the morning, because you can't really see when the sun is bearing down on your eyeballs. And I wear glasses, so it's even worse. So yeah, it's been a minute. It was kind of windy today, so my allergies are still kind of messed up, and the air's been dry. We've not really, it sprinkled last night when I got home, but as far as like any amount of rain we've had, we haven't really had much at all. It's supposed to rain, I think, Friday and Saturday, maybe Thursday. Friday and Saturday, I can't remember, because like I said, it keeps changing. It's like every day I'll look at it in the morning and it's like, oh, it's back to this again. And then later in the afternoon, it's like, oh, it's not doing this tomorrow anymore. So it's like, can never quite figure out what is going to happen. It's like 5 minutes, it changes to something else. Yeah, that 3 seasons, it was wind, rain, some hail. I don't think it snowed, and then the sun came out. It was weird. I was outside to enjoy all of it. It was the only time I'd seen that happen. I haven't seen that happen since. Not in the way it did. I don't know how many years ago it was, but it was crazy. It was like 5 minutes for 3 seasons, and then sun was shining. We had spring, fall, and summer all in one. So, yeah, I'm kind of worried this year we might get another windstorm. It's been about 2 years since we've had the last one. The last one, there were in town, it was sustained. Well, I don't know when it happened, but my camera froze. So I don't know if it was frozen from the start or what. But we're going to start this next 30 minutes over again. You probably won't see it because I'll probably cut all of that out. And I was like, it's working now. Because I kind of like was doing this. And I got like, I was here and I got like, I don't know, this far with it. And then I kind of glanced over to my other screen and I wasn't moving. And then I looked at the camera. It wasn't even on. That seems to be happening. It happens once in a great long while, and it happened today. So we're going to start this again, and I'm going to press play on my timer that's set for 30 minutes. I'm going to do a couple of rows on this because I did like a whole chunk of this, and I'm going to move on to my other 2. So I'm going to do like a couple more rows of this one, and I have absolutely no idea what I was talking about because when I saw it was frozen, I just immediately just, what? Ugh. I'm like, man. Ugh. Problems. I'll do 2 more rows on this. Or how far do I have? Oh, maybe I'll just work on this until I change color. That'd be easier. Instead of trying to count 10 rows of 3 stitches because they go quick. So yeah, that was fun. Yeah, so I'm trying to remember what, because I don't know when it froze. I don't know. Like I said, I don't know if it was frozen from the start or it happened in between. I guess I'll find out when I go to do the edits. It happens. Because I'm pretty sure the audio was still recording. It's just the video, just the camera stopped working. I'm going to have to put that on my list. Get another web camera. So, yeah. I'm like, dang it. So, yeah, I blathered on about, like, the weather. It's supposed to rain. We haven't had much this year. It's supposed to rain either Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. I do know it's doing it on Friday and Saturday, but I can't remember if it's on Thursday as well. The fact that I saw 3 seasons when I lived east of here. One morning, we had wind, rain. It got cold. Didn't snow, and then the sun came out. So I had spring, summer, and fall in like 5 minutes. And that's all I can remember I was talking about before I noticed frozen me. Of course, maybe I should just let it go. Thanks, I'm here all week. Anyway, yeah. Yeah, not too far from a color change. Now I can like slide this over so I don't feel like I'm going to be pulling it off the desk. I wish this place had a little more insulation, a little more acoustic dampening, so noise from next door doesn't come over my mic. I don't even know if it comes over on my mic because when I'm editing, I'm not wearing my headphones because my headphones have a tendency to pinch my glasses, like right here, and then pinch the sides of my glasses into my brain. So I'm like, ugh. Half the time I can't wear them for very long anymore. And I think it's my glasses that I use That's probably the problem. I need to get new ones. New driving glasses. I don't need new reading glasses. I've got reading glasses. I just need the other ones. One of these days I'll actually be able to go and like do that. Hopefully soon. Hopefully at the end of this month. And hopefully I won't get charged an arm and a leg and be given, oh yeah, you need this, this, and this, and this on your glasses. And I'm like, no, 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 I don't. Because they put, my driving glasses have anti-glare on them. That didn't stop headlights from being glaring. So I'm like going, why did I pay extra for this? That's stupid. So I'm not getting that. I'm not adding, I don't think I'm going to add the scratch resistance because I'm not dropping my driving glasses. My reading glasses I drop a lot because, well, I'm constantly putting them on, taking them off. I'll wear them to read, write, and stare at my screen on my breaks. But as far as using them for other things, I don't. They're just for reading only and writing. So, color changed. Now I'm going to set that aside. I'm going to pick up this 10 stitcher right here and do a few rows. If I can get my yarn not to be tangled. Like I said, I've turned the corner already. I did that the other day. So I could just sit here and just knit, 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 knit. All the way across. And there's like fuzzies on my blanket that I'm trying to get off of here. Yeah. Yeah, usually when I finish working on a project, it'll go in the wash. Get it washed and dry, and then use it. Really hoping I can actually get to the block over here, because I can get 10 done of the border in a little over an hour, which would be nice if I could actually get a whole stack of those done, because I'll take a stack with me to work and do them on my breaks. So I can like finish. I think I got 7 of them done on my brace because they don't take very long. I did like 2 or 3 on my first break, and I did another 4 during one of my other breaks. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. All right, still fuzzies. Yeah, it's a bit of a switch going from thick yarn to teeny tiny thin yarn. Lace weight, sock weight. I have no idea when this blanket's gonna get done. I have a big blanket over there that I finished a couple of years ago, but I still need to do a backing on it because I don't want to feel any air coming through the blanket, because that's for winter. That's my winter blanket. And I don't know when I'm going to finish this because this is my summer blanket. A nice light blanket that has taken forever to get to this point. I just need to consistently work on these projects so I can get them like to a good point. Because I've only got so much of this sock yarn that I have left over here in this can, where I would have to like end up buying more at some point. Not right now, not this year. Because I have enough to like deal with for a little bit. Make sure I'm still, yeah, not frozen. Tiny yarn. Tiny needles. I think these are a size 2. I believe these are a size 2 needle. They're itty bitty. Yarn's even smaller. Kind of like the consistency of, like, it's thinner than, what do you call it? Embroidery thread. So, got 4 more rows to go. Am I in frame? Yeah. It's like I wish I could have music going. But I don't feel like getting demonetized or copyright striked. You know, that's the one bad thing about it. I mean, I have my own music, but I've only got the 2 songs. I need to have more. I need to work on, yeah, I want to... First started out going, yeah, maybe I'll just want to do a classical, a classical piano album, and then I'm like sitting there thinking, it's like, maybe I just want to make all of them like retro wave. Because I think that's what I'm going to do with it. I play the piano. I'm not a concert pianist. That's something that requires like years and years and years of study, and I just don't have that. I also don't believe I have enough discipline to do it because I make mistakes constantly on that piano. My brain's going, this is where you need to go. My fingers are going, nope, screw you, I'm going somewhere else. So. I think this is the last row for this one, and I'm going to go to the next 10 stitcher. Set that down. Pick this one up. Ah. As long as nothing fell to the floor, I'm good. Rattle off some yarn here. There we go. Chuck it over here. Get it out the way. Yeah, I won't get to the end on this one. I had to do a refresher course on how to turn the corner because I couldn't remember how to do it. I remembered how to do the first part. I just couldn't remember how to do the second part, and I found the video, and I'm like 2 seconds like, oh, yeah, I remember now. All right, bye. So I got it done. Didn't drop any stitches, didn't lose any stitches, which was great. Because I kept having issues with like every turn I made on that, the sock yarn blanket, I was missing a stitch. So I'm wondering if I accidentally did do a knit 2 together through the back loop and wasn't paying attention. Instead of like, because I couldn't find evidence of dropped stitches, because if you drop a stitch, it'll ladder itself down. It'll go all the way down to a certain point or all the way to the bottom. So I didn't find any evidence of that, so I think I did knit it together on accident. And I didn't do it this corner on here, and I have not done it on this one because the yarn's thicker and I can see better. Having to constantly look over and make sure I'm not frozen again. Yeah, I do want to do more like project videos where we're working on something together. I just need to get to the point where I can actually do it. But like I said, it's impossible with them next door with all the screaming and thumping and kids crying, which that's what kids do, but when they get hurt or they're scared. My kids did it. I also didn't scream at them like what next door does at the top of her lungs. The only time I would get on my kids like that is if they were fighting. Because at one point I had 3 kids, 8 and under. They were constantly fighting with each other. And it was just like, oh my God, knock it off. You have to separate them, and it was just like insane. I don't have that issue anymore because they're a lot older now. But I'm surprised, like, I'm not bald or have a whole head of gray hair. Let me make sure I won't. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. I think I need 4 more rows. Might be less than that because I lost count. So 1 more forward and back, and another forward and back. It's like, this is like, it's like super quick. These, it's just 10 stitches. Yeah, right. You blink, you're at the end of the row. Knit my 2 together I need to do. Yeah, because I was sitting there, I was trying to kind of like something like this with the knit temperature blanket, but seeing as it went from, well, it goes from, instead of from the bottom up, it's the top, work the top down. There's no way for me to do it. Now, if I worked it from the bottom up, which that would require having the whole month written down to do that. And I was like, no. I'm going to be working on it every day to get it done. And the knit one might be hard to show on camera because especially when you start getting, when it starts getting longer. I still need to do a gauge swatch in garter stitch just so I can like do the math and find out how long it's going to be, because if it's like way too long, then I need to adjust how many rows each thing gets. It still will be 2 rows of black in between the days. That's not going to change, but I might change how many rows the temperature gets, because right now I have it as 20 border rows, 10 high temperature, 10 low temperature, and then, wait, no, 8 high temperature, 8 low temperature, and then 2 border stitches, 2 border rows. So yeah, I just need to do the math and the measuring and make sure I don't have a blanket that's like 10 feet long, because I don't want that. There's nothing wrong with the width, so it's going to be like 20 stitches border and 20 stitches temperature. So I'll put this aside. I've done, I think, 10 or probably 12 rows on that. Now I'm going to grab my purple yarn here and not knock everything off my piano. Grab that. Grab me a block. Grab me my I-9 hook. But first, grab me some coffee. Because thirsty. On the end of my yarn here. What's our time? About 11 minutes. That should be enough, or more than enough, actually, to get around this block. So get around the block and then weave in my ends and then cut the excess. hold of my end here, I can do this. Darn it. Oh, I hate it. Trying to get started is a pain. Because that first double crochet you do wants to not double crochet. Dang, I did it again. Hang on. I need super concentration. Just to get this to go. Aha, I can do it. Second one should be easier. Yep. Alright. That tail out the way. Now I'm just going to continue to go around, just not splitting my yarn. So, yeah, I would like to get... Do I have half? Yeah, I've got half of it done. There are 40 blocks sitting over there on the table. You can kind of see them. Alright, not a half double crochet, a double crochet, please. Thank you. So they're in stacks of 10. I've got a stack of 10 over here. And after I'm done with shooting this, I'm going to continue to work on those. So I can have 50 done and only have 30 left to do. Because I really want this blanket done. So as soon as I get it done, it's no longer going to be a project I can take to work. So, which that's fine. I don't have any smallish projects I can take in the car. Because, like I said, I'm a manager now, so I have more responsibilities. So I need to, like, focus. I sit in on job interviews. We have a weekly meeting that I always go to. I don't know if I'm going to have any other meetings I'm going to have to go to. I haven't been told yet. Although she did say she was going to like drag me to director meetings, and I'm like, I haven't done that yet, so I don't know. I don't know. We'll figure it out. Darn it. Dropped it. Boo. Yeah, I think I'm gonna like do like a whole bunch of make a whole bunch of I-cord first. And then crochet it together. That way I can do more than like a couple of stitches. If I was smart, I would have had that little tool, and then I could have just made I-cord out of all my scrap balls that I have, and then just crocheted those up until I needed more, and then done the same thing, but I don't have that little tool. I'm not even sure if I'm gonna ever purchase that little tool. I do want to get a ball winder. That's a given. That Stanwood is calling my name. I probably won't be able to get it until next year, though. Because, well, my silly head bought too much yarn this last trip. So I need to, like, do stuff with it. It's like everything I have, well, mostly everything I have had a project attached to it. This purple yarn I bought last weekend, 2 weekends ago. Its sole purpose is border on this project. I used 4 complete skeins of Red Heart Super Saver Jumbo Ombre in the colorway Spearmint. I used 4 complete ones. Part of a 5th. I should have 1 whole skein and part of a 2nd skein left over from this project. I've got a another corner to corner I'm working on over here because I'm doing it for markets. So I have 3 skeins of that, but I don't know how many it's going to take to complete this corner to corner. I'm almost through 1 skein. And I didn't feature that in this episode right now because it's like this, the rows are really long. And I'm not sure how wide it is. And I'm not going to measure it until I finish that whole skein. Because if I do that and then it's like, okay, if it gets me more than 20 inches using a size J hook, then I know I'll have enough and maybe have a skein left over after it's finished. Which wouldn't that would be nice. And it's like, and it really sucks because the last couple of times I went to my Walmart, when I went to Walmart back in like July, there was a whole aisle of yarn. And then it just started to dwindle down. And now it's just one tiny little section. Just like what everybody else has been saying has been going on. And it's just like, why are they doing this? And it's like, you do realize you got people that want to buy yarn. Most of them don't want to go to the big chain stores or can't afford the chain stores. So why would you do that? Okay, so now I'm back at the corner. And this is how I'm going to take care of this tail. See, it's like it was already, I crocheted over here. Now I'm going to move it back this direction. And I'm going to catch it under here. Make sure it's over. I'm going to hold it like that. And I'm going to yarn over and then use my thumb to bring the hook back to the front. So now it's going to get secured back that direction. I don't know if anybody else does it that way, but I just figured that out, I think the other night. That's one. Snippy snip. Not. Now I'm going to weave in my ends in the back, trim the excess. And then check my time, because I don't think I have enough time to do a second one. It's like yarn wants to be fussy. You're getting hidden in the back, knock it off. Okay. I don't need to snip anything from the center. And we need to snip from that, so you can't see what I'm doing. Snip. And other yarn, snip, and I got a little container over here that holds everything. So that's what this looks like when it's done. And when I get all of them bordered in purple, I'm going to crochet them together in this, the spearmint, and then as soon as I get all of them put together, I'm going to do a round of spearmint, and then a whole granny round of purple, and then I need to figure out how I want to finish it off. I don't want to just do single crochet. I don't know what I want yet, so I'd have to actually look to see what I want, because I don't know. So that could live right there. And what's the time on my timer? 2 minutes, 2.5 minutes. What to do with 2.5 minutes? Can't really do too much with 2.5 minutes at all. Except for, like, if you haven't already, please like, share, subscribe, join the Discord. All the links are in the description below. I'm really bad about doing that at the beginning because it's like, it just, to me, it's not me. It's like, it feels like I'm begging. Even though I'm not. It's like, that's what everybody now, it's like conditioned to expect to hear that. But I just keep forgetting to actually say it. So, yeah. There's what, 2 minutes? 1 minute 40 seconds left. Do I go ahead and oh my, so yeah, I might as well just end it now with 1 minute 20 seconds left on my timer, because there's no sense in sitting here and just waiting for it to ring. So because this has already gone over an hour by now, because we took about 5 minutes to go through what I'm doing, and then I got to figure out where I froze at and then cut that section out and then do all that fun stuff. So Let me know what you worked on during this session, and I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye for now.